Hello students, I hope you all are doing good. Students, my name is Astha Singh and I welcome you all in this session. So as you already know that we are doing this series of tenses. So I hope that you all must have seen the last two videos in which I have explained present tense and past tense in detail. So today we are going to start our third and the last part of this series, and that is future tense. So today we will see all the structures of future tense. So let's start. So students, as it is clear from the name itself, future tense. In future tense, we study about the action that are going to happen. It is a future state of being and anything that will happen in future. In that case, we will be using future tense. So now without wasting much time, let's just start with the first type of future tense, and that is simple future tense. So when do we use simple future tense? Students, simple future tense is used to indicate an action that is going to happen. For example, he will sleep early. This action is going to happen in future. So in that case, we will be using simple future tense. So there are some more cases where we will be using simple future tense. So let's just see those cases. The first case is to say what we think will happen. Students, this is not sure, but this is just our assumption that we are thinking that this thing could be happen. In that case, we will be using simple future tense. For example, teacher will not take the test tomorrow. There is no certainty about this statement, but this is just that we are thinking that this thing will happen. So in that case, we will be using simple future tense. What is the next case? To express hopes, expectations, etc. I hope you understand what hope and expectation is. We are expecting something to happen. In that case also, we will be using simple future tense. For example, I am sure everything will be alright. This sentence is very important, especially during this pandemic. So I am sure everything will be alright. Next statement, I hope India will win this test series. So this is what? This is our hopes, this is our expectations. So I hope this is clear to you now. In these type of sentences, we'll have to use future indefinite tense, or as we call it, simple future tense. Next case is to indicate an offer or a promise. For example, I shall buy the same dress for you. This is what? This is a promise that I shall buy the same dress for you. So in this case also, we'll be using simple future tense. So students, now let's just discuss the structure of simple future tense one by one. First of all, let's just see the positive sentences. So in positive sentences, first of all, we'll have to place subject. After that, either will or shall, then V1 and then object. Now the question that arises here is that where do we have to use will and where do we have to use shall? So let's see. With he, she, it, they, you and singular subjects will be using will, and with I and we will be using shall. Although students, nowadays this thing is not considered completely right. Nowadays generally we use will with everything. Even with the I and we use will, but that is a very detailed topic. So this thing we'll discuss in some other class. For now, you just have to remind this thing that with I and we, you will be using shall, and with all other subjects, you will be using will. Now, let's move to the next type of sentences, that is negative sentences. So, same thing as we did in present tense and past tense, same thing we'll be doing here. Right after the helping verb, we'll place not. For example, subject, will, shall, not, V1 and then object. I shall not go to market. He will not win the match. If I have to make the negative of this, she will not score good marks. So I hope the structure of negative is clear to you now. Now let's move to the interrogative sentences. Same thing we'll be doing. I hope that this thing should come automatically to you by now, because we are doing the same thing. We did the same thing in present, same thing in past, and here also we'll be doing the same thing. Just take the helping verb and put it in the beginning. Helping verb here is will, shall, so just take it and put it in the beginning. Will, shall, subject, V1, object and then question mark. So I'll structure this like, shall I join the party? Question mark. Will she buy a new car? Question mark. If we have to make the interrogative of this, what will it be? Will she score good marks? Shall I not go to the market? Will he not win the match? So students, this was the structure of simple future tense. I hope now you all know that how to form a sentence in simple future tense. So let's start our next tense, which is future continuous tense. So students, this tense is used when we have to talk about something that will start in future and will continue for some time. For example, he will be running in a race. So this thing he will be, it will start in future and he will be running. So it will be continued for some time. So in that case, we will be using future continuous tense. There are two other cases also where we have to use this tense. So let us see those cases as well. First case is to refer to planned events. Whenever there is an event that is already planned, in that case we will be using future continuous tense. For example, we shall be reaching Mumbai on Sunday. So this event is already planned, but it will take place in future. So in that case, we will be using future continuous tense. What is the next case? To describe an action which will be in progress at a given point of time in future. Okay, to understand this, let's see the example. It will be raining when you reach home. So this thing will take place in future at a particular time. When you reach home, then it will be raining. So I hope you have understood. So in this case also, we will be using future continuous tense. So students, now let's just discuss the structure of future continuous tense. So the first type of sentence is positive sentence. Let's look at the structure. Subject, will, shall, be, V1, ing and object. Students, as we have seen in the present and past tense also, whenever we have to talk about continuous tense, there we will be using V1 plus ing. So the same thing we will be doing here also. Let's see the example now. I shall be writing stories. You will be singing a song. The one additional thing that we have added is be. Rest of the things are same. Subject, helping verb, V1, ing and then object. So I hope the structure is clear to you now. Now let's move to the structure of negative sentences. In the negative sentences, same thing as we are keep doing, same thing we'll have to do here also. Right after the helping verb, we have to place not. And what is the helping verb here? Will or shall. So subject, will, shall, not, be, V1, ing, object. Just add the not after the will and shall. Rest of the structure will be same. For example, she will not be reading a letter. He will not be singing in the competition. If we have to make negative of these sentences, I shall not be writing stories. You will not be singing a song. So I hope the structure of negative is also clear to you now. Now let's move to the structure of interrogative. Same thing we have to do. Just take the will and shall and put it in the beginning. Rest of the structure will be same. For example, shall I be singing a song? Will you be telling a story? Let's take some more examples so that you can understand it better. Shall I be writing stories? Will you be singing a song? If we have to make interrogative of this, what will it be? Will she not be reading a letter? Question mark. Will he not be singing in the competition? Question mark. So I hope the structure of future continuous tense is clear to you now. So our next tense is future perfect tense. Students, this tense is used to indicate an action that will be completed before some other point in future. For example, they will have left London. So now let's just discuss the structure of this tense one by one. So the first of all, we'll discuss the structure of positive sentences. So the structure is subject, will, shall, have, V3 and then object. Let us understand the structure with the help of an example. I shall have eaten the food. He will have written stories. So subject, will, shall, have, V3 and object. So this was the structure for positive sentences. Now let's see the negative sentences. What we have to do? We just have to place not. Rest of the structure will be same. For example, subject, will, shall and right after the will, shall will be placing not, have, V3 and then object. For example, she will not have played cricket. We shall not have left the class. And if we have to make the negative of these sentences, it will be I shall not have eaten the food. he will not have written stories. So this was the structure of negative sentences. Now let's move to the structure of interrogative sentences. Same thing you all must know by now. Just take the helping verb and put it in the beginning. So will, shall, subject, have, V3, object and then question mark. Shall I have written a note? Will they have spoken to me? Shall I have eaten the food? Will he have written stories? Will she not have played cricket? Shall we not have left the class? So students, I hope that this tense, future perfect tense, is also clear to you now. So our next tense is future perfect continuous tense. Students, this tense is used to indicate an action that began in past, present or future, is ongoing and will complete in future. An action that started in past and will complete in future. For example, I will have been singing for a month. So this action of singing started a month ago, but it will be completed in future. So in that case, we will be using future perfect continuous tense. Now let us see the structure of this tense. First of all, let's see the positive sentences. Subject, will, shall, have been, V1, ing, object and then time reference. Those of you who don't know what time reference is, I have already explained it, but let me just tell you in brief. Time reference is basically either since or for and then time. Let's see the example so that you can understand it in a better way. She will have been working for 3 years. This for and 3 years is what we call time reference. Next example, I shall have been writing letters since 10th of January. Now let's see the negative. Same thing we will be doing here. Just take the not and put it after the helping verb. For example, subject, will, shall, not, and rest of the structure will be similar as positive sentence. They will not have been teaching since 2001. I hope the structure is clear to you now. Let's take one or two more examples. She will not have been working for 3 years. I shall not have been writing letters since 10th of January. So this was the structure of negative sentences. Now let's move to the structure of interrogative sentences. What we have to do here, just take the helping verb and put it in the beginning. Rest of the structure will be same. So what is the helping verb here? Will, shall. We'll just take it and put it in the beginning. Rest of the structure will be same as positive sentences. So let us see. Shall we have been playing since 2 o'clock? Question mark. Will they have been telling stories for 33 days? Let's take one or two more examples. Will she have been working for 3 years? Will I have been singing for a month? Shall I have been writing letters since 10th of January? Question mark. So students, with this series of tense ends here. I hope you have understood all the different type of tenses and you have understood the structures of these tenses. Now you would be able to form the sentences on your own. So in the next class we'll discuss some other topic. Till then, keep learning and stay safe. Thank you students.